Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Ardent and this is my review of Naraka Bladepoint, the latest addition to the ever popular Battle Royale genre. This game, however, is doing a lot in its own right, adding enough of a change-up in the formula to feel fresh and inviting. Naraka's key draw being it's a mostly melee affair, with heroes having their own useful traits and abilities similar to Apex Legends, whereby you have a supporting ability and an ultimate that charges over time. At launch, the game hosts a roster of 7 heroes unlocked and ready to rock, all Chinese-based archetypes poised to obey every button you mash at a moment's notice. Each individual hero excel in certain areas, some being specialised in defence and counter-attacks, stealth and evasion, and others straight up built to deck any doorman that refuses them entry based on their Warring Kingdoms attire. They have a well-balanced bunch of bloodthirsty combatants, appealing to the strengths and weaknesses you may feel need a leg up to capture that ever-elusive dog. And they've done a good job in making each hero feel unique and tailor-made. My personal favourite at present is Yotohime. She's a devilish little hellion whose abilities afford her whirling blades cause an area of effect damage, and her ultimate summons a giant weapon that slams the ground dealing damage and also emitting blast waves for anyone unlucky to be in the way. As you can quite clearly see, she is also amply blessed with 2 giant rope ties attached to her hips. My eyes were immediately drawn to these rope ties, and they were a deciding factor in making her my main. Although the bulk of your damage is going to be dealt swinging steel, the game also has its own array of ranged weapons to help whittle armour down from afar. You have pistols, muskets and cannons to play with, amongst more traditional longbows, and my weapon of choice, the repeater crossbow, constantly darts people dealing low damage but a high rate of fire. Mastery of the blade is what is going to be the main focus of Naraka. You have a good selection here to suit your playstyle. Daggers and longswords tend to give you fast combos for that in and out gameplay. The spear seems to be the mid-ground weapon for affording you a little more range, and the greatsword being the behemoth weapon for that extra damage. Generally speaking, the bigger the weapon, the longer the wind-up. Every weapon has your basic light and heavy attacks that can be chained into combos, but also have unique attacks for holding light or strong respectively. The longsword makes up for its short range by allowing you to charge ki blasts vertically or horizontally, and the katana is a beast in close to mid-range, unleashing flurries in quick succession. You start each match, as you do most battle royales, skimping on weaponry and edibles, frantically running around to stand a chance of surviving your first encounter. There's no battle bus, C-130 Hercules or heavily armoured gunship to plummet from in Naraka, however. In the pre-game lobby you get to choose an area of the map to spawn in, showing you spots other players have already taken, similar to Ring of Elysium's system. It's not long before you find someone, or they find you, and the combat is fast and frantic. To its benefit, the game's movement system is fluid, allowing you to dodge, double jump and grappling hook safely in and out of combat. Often if someone gets the drop on you, a little game of cat and mouse ensues whilst you try and find a safe spot for 3 to 4 seconds to shield up and get back on a level playing field. That being said, a large amount of fights suffer the same problem of every battle royale, the dreaded third party. I've found my strategy if overwhelmed by players to try and dip out and annoy them from afar, then jump back in to finish them off when the opportunity presents itself. This strat, as you can see in this clip, affords me a quadra kill, but make no mistake, I've also been on the receiving end of such plays. And God, it's frustrating to have a brawl choreographed like a scene from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, just to have someone like me flying at the last second to pilfer our corpses. It's a staple of the Battle Royale genre. No matter how good you are, there are always elements of RNG or just plain bad luck. I've often thought the genre pits you against 3 enemies: yourself, your enemies, and random chance. I've played mostly solo queue games thus far. Each match has 60 total players, and there is at present only one map called Morris Island. The map gets smaller, with the ever-encroaching purple ring of death closing in on everyone around you. It has all the usual things you would expect. Armour provides a shield that you can replenish with pickups, and like everything else, it has its own rarity scale. Grey being trash, green common, blue rare, and so on and so forth. One thing, however, that it does have unique are soul jade items. For me, it's a breath of fresh air to the genre. Of course, to begin with, you're going to equip whatever it is you can find, but the deeper you get into the matches, the more you can tailor your hero to a win condition. For example, if you are the kind of player who likes to camp the final ring, why not grab 5 range damage buffs and then take the high ground? The longbow has quite a hefty amount of damage as it is, and with 5 buffs you may be able to drop that 2 of 60 hopeful sprinting up the hill before they even have time to draw steel on you. The movement in Naraka is well done overall, but there are some inevitable drawbacks. You're going to find yourself clinging to surfaces that you just want off of, and sometimes you can get stuck for a moment on terrain, especially near buildings with steps near the entrance, etc. High mobility also means chases. Like I said earlier, people are not going to want to get into a fight if you've got the drop on them early. The grappling hooks you carry have their own ammunition supply. You need to balance the amount you carry for inventory space. You can grapple directly onto an enemy fleeing to catch up. A lot of the time it comes down to who has more, or who slips off the mountain first. There is a lot of fun to be had though when you're amidst 5 people having a brawl switching targets. Unlike other games in this genre, when you are pinned down behind a rock and 3 people are choosing to snipe at you rather than each other, the mobility in Naraka allows you to at least have that chance to regain composure. It's a good kind of chaos, and it feels cinematic when projectiles are whipping past and everyone is ziplining to and fro throughout combat. Unlike other games that allow players to erect a 4-story building to hide in the moment they so much as feel someone looking at them funny. I won't name names.
Basically, I'll do it slowly first of all. The idea is you go opposite, back, opposite, across, back, cross, opposite, across, back, and then you just do it really fast.
Oh gosh, look at that.
Actually, there's a lot more moving than I...
What to say about the graphics? I can't say I'm stunned and this is the next evolution in the genre visually, but at the same time they're fine. The environments host lush fields, scenic rivers and valleys, and everything from old wooden huts to detailed temples to explore. The characters are animated well and the spell effects from their abilities look good. It's all just nice, but nothing really wows or pushes the envelope. Similarly, the audio does just exactly what it's supposed to. Steel clashes, guns go boom, all as they should. You can see by the characters' mouth movements that voice lines are not ideally synced for English as the first language, but the voice lines are on par with what you should expect. The music is orchestral and dynamic, flowing in and out of combat, and I really can't knock it. But again, there's nothing really flying out at me visually or with audio that shines. What I can say shines through in this title is how much they've tried to switch things up with gameplay. It's a much needed fresh approach to the genre. I've had a lot of fun getting the gist of combat and learning what approach to take with each weapon, and really if there's one thing to get right, it is the gameplay. The game got a lot of flack in initial reviews as your first few matches are populated with bots. Personally, I didn't find that to be an issue at all. Sure, they are easy prey, but it also allowed me to really get into it properly and figure out what I was doing. Trust me, when you start getting into player lobbies, I think you will respect the decision also. When some sweaty Twitch reaction 17-year-old is countering your every move and unleashing hell in return, you're going to get why a warm-up or two was a good idea. Overall, Naraka is a solid title. It's made by 24 Entertainment, which is a new developer. I believe this is their first game. Currently $17.99 on Steam, and it's a solid start for them. Other than the satisfying combat and gameplay loop, there's a lot to unlock here. There's an in-game currency, battle pass, and in-game store to visually spruce things up. Each hero also has 3 support abilities to unlock, as well as 3 variations of their ultimates. There's also a glyph system to fine-tune some of the lesser stats such as stamina costs for dodging and improve how many dark coins you get whilst you're in the game. For myself, Battle Royales have been somewhat hit and miss. When I get into one and I'm on it, I can't imagine playing anything else for weeks. But eventually, once I've got a fair few wins and I've experienced what the game has to offer, I find myself wandering off to greener pastures until the next one comes out or a big meta update is launched. I'd imagine Naraka will be no different. But the beauty of them will always be that they are as easy to pick up as they are to let go, and I can't see a shortage of them coming for quite a while. If it is that BRs are your jam and you simply can't get enough of them, then I can only recommend Naraka. It has 3 modes at the moment, being solos, trios, and bloodbath, which is a timed mode in a smaller battle arena that has you vying for the top spot by the number of kills you get between respawns. However, if you're already in a spot where you're sick of the kings of the genre, maybe wait for a sale. Naraka does just enough to offer a fresh take. But if the bread and butter of the genre has you bloated, then I doubt this will do anything major to aid your digestion. Again, I'm Ardent Adam. Thank you so much for watching my take. If you found this helpful and entertaining, please do consider subscribing and drop me a comment. I really appreciate your time. And until next we meet, enjoy your escapism.